Afternoon, Soul Embodiment Tribe. Bridget Patton here with Lacey Folks, and she is going to share a little bit about her experience in my course, Crack the Safe. So, Lacey, the first thing I wanted to ask you was what prompted you to join this course in the first place? What was going on in your life that made you reach out?
Well, I've always been a really spiritual person, and I went through a really rough time where my daughter got really, really sick, and we almost lost her actually. And I lost, I felt like I lost me, like I was in such a dark place. And I've always had this ability to feel others' feelings and, be an empath is what I call it. And I just felt like I was losing it and I didn't want to and I didn't like where I was and I saw what you were talking about and it just really resonated with my soul and I knew that it was for me and that I had to do it. It was so important for me to get back into my light because I was so lost and that sucked and I needed that and I just felt in my gut and in my soul that this is what I needed to do and that's what was right for me.
So, because of the experience you went through with your daughter, you said you were in a dark place and you had lost yourself. What about your life at that point showed you that you had lost yourself as a result of all of these things that you had gone through?
I was just I was just angry all the time and depressed and sad and I couldn't see the light in anything. Like you could show me a puppy stuffed with unicorns and I'd be like, like that's not me. Like everything that used to bring me joy and happiness was just gone. And I knew my dog just cried when I said that. um, and I just knew that this couldn't be me. And I needed to search in my soul and find that light again because I was gone. Like I knew I couldn't find the joy in my toddler saying funny things. And I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't me. And I knew something needed to shift.
So you're really missing that joy and that being able to be present with your family and connect.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Hmm.
So what has changed and shifted now that you've gone through the course and you're getting, actually today is your graduation day?
I
Yay.
know, that's crazy. I'm a grown up now. um, it's amazing. Well, and during those dark times, with the world where it is right now and the political stuff, and I would see like a political story or a story on the news, and I was done for like a week. I was upset and angry, and after going through this course, I'm just like, every time I see something negative, I want to do something to make it positive. Like I'll see a negative news story and I'm like, okay, like even this hurricane that's going on, I don't live near it, but it makes me sad. But I think, what is something positive I can do for it? So I donate money, to help.
Mhm.
And that is what this course has taught me is find the light in everything. There's always light, even when there's bad things going on in the world or in my life. Okay, I've seen it, I noticed it, I learned from it. Now, where can I make it a positive? And, and I'm speaking 100% for myself. I'm not speaking for anybody else out there. But after coming through this course, I have been able to get off my like anxiety medicine. Well, almost off. And I've been on that since middle school. And
Wow.
that's something I've never been able to get away from. And that's so huge. And I just am happy. Like I feel whole. If that makes any sense for anybody out there that knows that feeling, you know what it feels like.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, how has it empowered you knowing that you have been able to take your life back? You're able to connect with your family. You're going off your anxiety medication. What does that make you feel like to be able to have shifted your life in such a big way?
It's amazing. I just feel like I'm running my life. Life's not running me now.
That's a great
And yeah, and I want to do the fun things with my family now. Where before I was like, the kids would be like, let's go to the park. And I'd be like, eh. Now I'm like, heck yeah, let's go. Like, that's huge for me. And being able to be the one in charge of my life and not letting the negatives rule me around. And I'm just, it's such a good place to be able to feel and see source and spirit in everything is huge. I mean, I can't say enough about how amazing it feels.
How do you think that has affected your energy level now that you're able to see the pieces, know what your next steps are supposed to be? You're not reacting to things going on externally. How has that affected your energy?
It's it's a, I feel like night and day. Like I'm so energized to do good now. Like, and that's what energizes me, to see the good and do the good. And when you do good things, then it energizes you more, and then you want it
Yes,
more.
yes,
So it's
yes.
like I'm being greedy because I'm like, okay, I did this positive thing and it felt really good. I'm gonna do more, and that's because I like it.
Yeah, it just amplifies it, and then spirit shows up to give you more of what you're creating. I
Mhm.
love that you have been able to take that concept into your life and be able to change it and shift it in such a big way. It's just so honoring and just such a pleasure for me to watch people's authentic self coming through so that they can be whole and they can show up not just for the other people in their life like what you're referring to, but you had to show up for yourself first, and that's a big step that people
That's
just
huge.
that's intimidating for people a lot of the time. So I love that I was able to be here through the process with you and just watching you continue to unfold and see what your next adventure is going to be. So what does that look like for you, Lacey? What are you inspired to do now after you've gone through this course? What are your next steps?
My next steps are I am working toward being, or I'm, starting up a group. I'm going to be a spiritual coach, and I want to coach people on how to live this positive life and the tricks and the little things I've learned to shift those when negative things happen, shift it into something positive and stop the self doubt, because I was, as Bridget can attest, many phone calls. She's like, stop saying bad things about you. But yeah, I want to empower other people who want to reach out and connect with whatever you call it, energy, source, universe, God. Connect with that because it's amazing and it's life changing. And I want people to live this positive, amazing, and have this feeling that I have every day. I know that's my purpose in life.
And when you have an abundance of it flowing through your body, you're able to share that with other people. When you're drained and you're just going through the day-to-day life and you've gotten so disconnected from yourself, you don't have energy to do anything. And
Exactly.
you're supplementing your energy with, anxiety medication or whatever it is. And now you're so connected to source, you're being filled with that energy. You're able to take it out into life and do that creating from that space. It's mind blowing to watch other people taking this out into their life. And I actually wanted to ask you one more question. What did you notice about going through the process and being able to discover your own tools to be able to share with others? What did that feel like? You're not just going through and taking a program and everything's outlined. You're actually having to go deep inside of yourself and find out what your messages are. What did it feel like to go through that process?
It's amazing. It's so cool because there was one day I've been working on it and working on it for my program, and there was one day where everything just seemed quiet. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit down. And Lordy, the information that came out of my pen that day Like, that wasn't me. I'm like, this is totally from source is giving me all this information to help others. And I got done and I was like, I had to read it because I wasn't even sure what I wrote. So I was like,
Right? It's like, where did this come from?
I know, I'm like, ooh, that was good. I can't take credit for that, but that was good.
Pretty good when you're impressing yourself.
I know,
But that's what it's about. It's about being able to allow source in so your human can be guided by spirit. And so often I see people going through their reality. They have an awareness and an understanding of what the spiritual awakening looks like. And they post information about it and they're on the right path, but there's that little piece they're missing where you move it into your body and it changes everything. It's a total game changer. You are able to get those messages and understand what it means for you. And that's different than, memorizing things or, trying to recall what that technique or tool was. You're developing the ones by yourself. And then it's always with you at that point.
exactly.
That's what's mind-blowing for me. It's like no matter how many people go through this program and each one of you has something so unique that comes out. It's just like Christmas for me every morning.
It is. And it's like you've said through the program, I started the program and was like, oh, this is why I'm doing it and this is what I'm going to do at the end. And you get to the end and you're like, that's not even close to what I was thinking, but this is what happened.
And I like how the universe gets us to do something. And once we're doing it, we're like, oh, I see how that tricky universe got me here. But it's exactly what we needed. So I love that you were able to share that with everybody today and we were able to indulge in your experience with you. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share this with everybody. And
Oh,
yeah, I look forward to seeing what you're going to do in your next steps.
I'm excited too. But thank you so much, Bridget, because it's been, to say life changing is not enough. So I just want to thank you.
It really has been my pleasure. I enjoy every minute of working with you guys. I do this because of you guys and because obviously I was there myself. I know what it feels like to, not recognize yourself and to be in a space where you don't even want to get up in the morning. You don't want to go to that job, even though in every sense you should enjoy who you're married to. You should enjoy that job that you have. You have all of these privileges, but you don't know what's missing. Something's missing. And when you get into that space, you just want everybody to feel it. You want everyone to experience it. You want to share that light because you know what it feels like to not be in that space and that it's possible to transmute your life on every level. It's just amazing to watch. I do want to ask you one more thing because I just think this is so profound. What happened to your relationship with your family members? Like that's what blew my mind the most with you so far.
it's it's been amazing. I've developed this meditation on my own. Well, I don't want to say on my own because it was from source, but
Your human translated it, so it was on your own. You
yeah.
can give yourself credit for that.
But I've had family members that were like, what you're doing is weird and do it if it makes you feel good, but not my thing, To now they're like, well, can you try that meditation on me? And they do it and they're connecting and they're like, okay, I need to come back. When can I come back? And it's for people who, I don't want to say didn't believe in me because they love me, but you have to do this course for you. Even if people don't understand it, if it makes sense to you, it makes sense. And then by the end, everybody's like, I get it. And I want more of this. I want you to do this meditation on me more. And they're coming to me being like, help me connect. How are you doing this? And it's amazing to see the transformation to people who are like, do your thing too. Okay, now do me.
Right. Yeah, like you went first, now I want my chance. So the
Uh-huh.
last thing I wanted to ask you, because you had talked about your daughter when we started this video, What happened that first time that you did that meditation with her?
She was having what we call a flare. Her her brain flares and it swells up and it makes her crazy. I don't know, for lack of a better term. Um, she cries, she's hysterical, she's actually suicidal when she's going through a flare. And the one night we couldn't calm her down, and she was scared to be alone. She thought she was going to hurt herself. And, we do, just for everyone, she does see a therapist, she does see the doctor and all that. But I finally got her to lay down and I said, let's do this meditation. And I was guiding her through this meditation that I do. And halfway through, she started to weep like I've never seen her cry before. And I'm like, uh-oh, I hope this is okay. And I got to the end of the meditation and I was rubbing her back. And she woke up and said, I've never felt peace like that in my life, ever. And she cried herself to sleep because she was so peaceful and happy. And that, I think, that was my game changer. That was when everything shifted. It was like, this is my purpose.
Mm.
And it, as a mom, when you can't control, not, I don't want to say control, can't console your child and they're hurting and there's nothing you can do, everyone who's a parent knows that feeling. And to feel like I was able to guide her to true peace, what, like I said, it was a game changer. And to this day, she'll be like, "Can we meditate tonight?" And
And how exciting is that for to be a parent and to know that you're passing this light down to your child so that they can carry that with them on their journey as they evolve and as they grow. What did that do for you in that moment?
it's huge. And she's changed. Um, she went from this terrified little girl to she's now in middle school. And she told me that she sees kids, sitting alone at lunch, and she approaches them. Hey, I don't want you sitting alone. Come be my friend. And she does that every day to a
Mm,
new kid. She looks for the kid sitting alone and says, come sit with me. And now she's got a group of over 20 kids she sits with.
mm,
And she said, Mom, it's because you showed me that there's good in everyone and you just have to find it and look for it. And for her to say that I taught her that is amazing. But I think it's her soul's learning as well. And
yes,
to see it, it's like I've said, it's a ripple effect. You change yourself, it changes your family, it changes your kids, and then they change others, and then they go home and their family sees they're happy now, they're not sitting alone. It's just this huge ripple effect, and it matters. And it's amazing.
it's beautiful. That's that's probably, as a mother myself, that's probably one of my favorite pieces to your story is just that you were able to change your actual dynamics of your family just through your own connection with yourself. So thank you so much with all my heart for sharing this with myself and everybody else who's watching and will be watching this video in the future. So thank you again, Lacey. And if anybody is interested, please reach out to me. I really strongly encourage you, if you feel that prompting, no matter what it is, there's a reason why we're here for other people. There's a reason why we're, have that unique ability to share with somebody else. And we're activating each other when we work together. We're activating that next level of consciousness for humanity. And I love that I get to do this with my tribe and with people like Lacey who just shine and take it forward and help others in their lives as well. So hope you guys have a beautiful day. Mwah. And we will see you in the next video.
Bye.